uit de buurt was.
Take care, man. I thought so. Sorry. I'm the doorman for the building. Yeah. That was Federal Express. Yeah. I started to die 36 hours before I was born. I got a head start on this whole dying thing. Buddhists wait until the end of their life to do it. I don't want to take any chances on missing it. So by the time I was born, I was blue from cyanosis. My head was all crushed and I was out of shape. Like a gargoyle. My head came to a point. My ears weren't formed. They're just flappy stuff hanging down like a dog's mouth. And I had a couple of kinds of brain damage, you know. And here I was, ready to do battle. Shit. I've been getting even ever since. So, and then by the time I was 18, they said I couldn't live more than 2 months, and I had TB. I was given up for dead about 4 times.
When did you decide to become a writer?
Well, that was back early 50s sometime. I had just gotten out of the hospital again with asthma. And I knew that one day I was going to die. And just before I died, 2 things would happen. I would regret my entire life and want to live my life over again, and then I would die. And that just terrified me. To think that I would live my life, however long it might be, and at the end look at my life and say, Cubby, you blew it. You blew the whole trip. And then die. That's a terrifying thought. So I had to do something with my life. And I knew I could never go to school long enough to become a composer or anything else. So I finished the 9th grade. I have no real formal education. Finished the 9th grade. I left home at 15, went to sea. So I knew the alphabet. I said, well, I know the alphabet. I'll be a writer. So he girded his heroin-strengthened loins and walked directly towards his mother. Sarah stared for a brief second, her stimulated mind instantly computing everything the senses transmitted. The cab door closing, keep the change, the new clothes, the relaxed attitude, the smile, the expressive eyes that were filled with color. I also knew I was a frustrated teacher and a frustrated preacher, and I had to do everything I could to keep that out of my work. I felt that the artist, or in this case the writer, has no right imposing his own ego between what's written and the reader. I mean, who cares what I think? For God's sake, I think this is terrible. So what? What are the people? I want to bring these people to life. Come inside, Harry. I'll make you a pot of coffee and we'll make a visit. She took his arm and started walking toward the entrance. Your chair, Ma, you forgot your chair. And he went out and over and picked it up and folded it while saying hello to all the women who have known him since almost the day he was born already, and some since before he was born, when he was only some smoke in his father's eyes. And they told him how good he looked, and told him they were so happy he was doing well. And he nodded and was kissed and squeezed, and finally escaped their clutches.
The characters in your book, they are drug addicted. Have you been that yourself?
Yeah, I've been involved in various and sundry forms of chemical warfare, you know. Today they have fancy names for it, like substance abuser. We used to call them drunks. skells, winos. No, I'm just substance.
But you stopped with it?
Yeah, I stopped, fortunately. And,
it doesn't help?
It's just like this side of destruction.
Why did you stop?
Well, I really had no choice. I didn't know it at the time. I never know anything what's happening at the time. But I was destroying myself. And I couldn't stand the way I was living. I had no idea what the hell it was I was doing that was making me so miserable. Because these things don't start out as overwhelming self-destructive practice or pastime. It's just nice to sit around and smoke a little grass, have some wine, eat some cheese and bread, and listen to music with your friends. Yeah, man, there's nothing wrong with that. And there isn't for most people. But there are some of us like myself who can't just do that. We have to go beyond the point of no return. And the life I was living was worse than the pain I was trying to avoid. You notice I don't have a TV set. I think that...
No, I noticed it.
That probably gives you my attitude towards television. It's strange because I don't know what it's like now. Out here, this is such a funny place. But I can remember years ago, people used to talk in TV speak. They would quote...
For example, what?
Oh, one of Jackie Gleason's lines, one of these days, Alice, people, one of these days, Alice. I mean, that's... Or they use commercials to communicate. Where's the beef? I mean, gee, well, what happened to language? Language is gone. And people get in front of a TV set, and they're there. I mean, they're there forever. You give them a bag of potato chips and a six-pack of beer, you don't see them again. Television made the American culture what it is. I think it's symptomatic of the fact that we focus as a culture, as a country, as a society, on the outside, on looking good, on getting stuff. And supposedly that's going to make you happy.
But why are you living in the capital of entertainment?
Because the weather is more compatible to my physical condition. I don't know of any other place where I could live right now.
You once said, dying became a way of life, so if it's too hot for you.
I'm sneaking up on hell.